We're online right now, and we're going ahead and get started with game one here. Mosen is. Let's go ahead and go to the table view. We're all set here. This is a great matchup. We got Charbelcher versus Mono Red Trinisphere Dragon Stompy. It's a newer, upgraded version. It's playing Werewolves instead. They're calling it Werewolf Stompy. John Johnson opens up with Trinisphere in hand, a Simian Spirit Guide, a Chalice of the Void, and so we go ahead and open up with Spirit Guide, Mountain,
that's game.
Trinisphere, and that is game. It is over. Josh Mosen is playing Belcher here.
Yeah.
You can't beat a turn one.
So Trinisphere reads anything that costs less than 3 converted mana cost 3 instead. And also, your opponent has to concede on the spot, because that's just what happened right there. So, yeah, no, there's nothing Josh's deck can do about that.
Absolutely not.
All the ramping, all the one mana cost cards. It's just he's dead on board to it. He's just dead to it. So, being on the draw, like you said in this matchup. Being on the play for John, very good. Very huge. Very, very good for him.
John was one of the higher seeds in this tournament. He was higher than Josh, so he got to play first. Being on the play on both the first and third game is going to be very important for him. Looking at sideboards here, I don't think Mosen's going to be bringing in anything, but let's take a look at John's sideboard here. Shuffling through a whole bunch of papers here. Alright, I got John Johnson's right in front. It was right in front of me the whole time. We got a couple of Ingot Truers that could possibly come in, a Shattering Pulse. Other than that, there's really not much else that John can be bringing in here. Really, all John needs to do is play a Chalice of the Void on turn 1 or a Trinisphere.
It's so much hate, and it's in the main, and like as far as Josh goes, there's really nothing. And you saw he just kind of took his deck, set it down, and you see him look through his sideboard, but I don't think he's gonna grab anything.
He's looking through his sideboard. I mean, the Swarms and the Pyroblast don't mean anything here, and all the rest are burning wish targets.
Now, Magic is definitely a game of skill. There is always a luck factor involved. You have to get lucky in the bigger tournaments as each round goes by, but this is literally gonna be who gets lucky. Because if John has the Trinisphere and can play it on turn 1 just like he did, that's it. I mean, there's no skill involved with that.
Well, and the tough part here is Josh cannot pass the turn.
No.
He has to go off turn 1. Does not matter what his hand is. If he doesn't have a good 7, he has to go to 6.
Can't allow John to have the chance to do anything. It's just, it has to happen on turn 1. So we will see very aggressive mulligans here.
This is going to be the shortest match of the entire day.
Yeah, should be.
Going to be able to go home, go get some sleep. Been a long weekend. It's been a great convention.
Okay. And I see 2 Lion's Eye Diamonds.
Yep, a couple Lion's Eye Diamonds, the Simian Spirit Guide, Rite of Flame.
Does he have a yes, I see the goblins.
Yeah, he does have an Empty Warrens on the end, so he is going to be able to play a huge Empty Warrens on turn 1, and that's going to be really tough for John to deal with.
Start off, remove Simian, play Rite of Flame, Manamorphose.
Okay, so we're sitting at 2 mana at this point.
Yep, 2 spells.
Alright, still at 2 manas.
3 spells, Lotus Spell, nice draw.
Alright, still at 2 mana.
Wow.
What some sick rips here.
I don't think
they are just going nuts at the table.
Is this going to turn out where the other player doesn't need to even be here for both games?
Right. So we are still sitting at 2 mana. I'm sure we're sitting at a red-green mana here. Josh stops on a lowest one, plays Lion Eye, and passes turn.
Can you not announce the spell and then?
Well, here's the thing. Oh, we go.
There it is.
Simian Spirit Guide, land Trinisphere. Josh was unable to get a ramp spell in this case. Okay, so Josh is going to continue to play this out just because he does have Shattering Spree in his sideboard.
Right.
So he's going to try to get up on mana. He's got Chrome Mox. Right. So John passes his turn. He only has 1 land. So this is just a waiting game at this point.
He did draw a Mox, but that does cost 3. So
passes a pack. All right, land, go. Josh picks up his land. You know, I don't think there's anything that Josh actually can really do from here. Everything costs 3 mana. Even if he tries playing a land grant, does that cost 3 mana as well?
Can you? Okay, the way it works, are you allowed to announce, empty the Warrens, and then use Lion Eye Diamond for the mana?
No.
So you have to sack it first.
You have to sack it first.
You have to discard the hand. So anything other than Lion's Eye Diamond there, and he had a ton of goblins.
Right. Yeah, if he had a
Seething Song, or
if he had some, yeah, if he had a Seething Song, ton of goblins. If he had a Desperate Ritual, ton of mana. So this is where Hanowar Watch Keep just gets big. He's a 5/5, hit for 5, hit for 5, hit for 5, hit for 5.
Taking the place of, what was it, Broodmate Dragon they used to play?
No, not Broodmate
Dragon. Or
Dragon.
not Broodmate. I'm sorry, the 4 CC one, right?
Yeah, I can't remember the name of that guy either, but it's Dragon Stompy.
Yeah.
So this creature is actually a lot cheaper to put on the board.
Yeah, and it makes a decent blocker before it flips. So
absolutely, can block Tarmogoyf for quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
We also got Magus the Moon on the board. It doesn't really matter that Magus the Moon is on the board.
No, just a faster clock.
Yep, go ahead and attack for 7 at this point.
I thought Josh was gonna shoot the moon there with all the Manamorphos he drew.
And here's another Magus of the Moon, and Josh is on 1 more turn, and this should be game. Alright, he's looking, and he discards and he passes turn, and Josh is just going through the motions at this point. So we're going to get John Johnson here in the booth to answer a few questions, just because this deck is pretty sweet.
So ridiculous.
It's an older deck, so while we go ahead and get John Johnson, I want to thank once again our supporters. We want to thank Alpha Players for allowing us to do this live stream, giving us the support in order to get this up and going. We want to thank Goldmine for getting the event all set and ready to go for us. Thank you MTGshops.com for all the commentary that you did, also for the webcam. It's been great. Thank you for everybody else in the Infinite Magicast. Thank you, Joe Carroll, for helping out with us.
Thank you,
Joel Truman. He's been our technician. He's sitting off on the side here. He was the one that was able to get all the text on the screen. Also, thank you, Matt, for doing all the live coverage. So give us 1 moment. We're going to get John Johnson here in the booth, and we're going to end our stream for the evening. But give us 1 moment, please.
Yep.
You can go ahead and run and get him. Once again, we got the MTG Brawl 5K is coming up next month. It is on May 18th. So put that on your calendar now. Start scheduling it out from work. So make sure you're out here for that. It is a 5K event, so there's much more prize support than the 2K event. Like Art said, I'm expecting to see a lot of people here because it is a states event, so should expect to see a lot more. Still waiting on John Johnson. He's taking a peek at his library of Alexandria, as well as his Hanamar Watch Keep, as well as his Instigator Gang. You got to take a photo of that thing. Yep, here he goes. Snap a photo. Let's put it on Facebook. So looks like we got an earthquake in Grand Rapids once again. So once again, congratulations to Josh Mosen for getting 2nd place. He is walking away with a revised Underground Sea, about $120 value there. The library, I believe, is around $250. So these guys are walking away with quite a bit in their pocket, regardless of whether they want to sell the card or if they want to keep it for their own collection. Both these guys are huge legacy advocates. I know John Johnson really loves his foils. Foil Japanese for the most part, quite expensive. Mosen, on the other hand, he's another one of those players that likes to trade his standard stuff, trade his just out of standard stuff, things that just rotated, and move them into legacy. So he does a really good job with the trading. So we're just waiting just for a few more minutes. John happened to just get up, so he should be coming back here any second now.
Yeah, that's more reasonable.
Alright, I'm hearing him come in. Come on in here, John.
Alright.
So, go ahead and put your headphones on so that everybody can hear you. Congratulations! You won the Legacy event with Werewolf Stompy.
Yeah. I mean, originally something that started off as a joke this morning that I was just going to troll people. I actually won some matches, so.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love the Facebook shot, the Facebook picture you took on the table. We had Hanawar. I can't even say it again. The watch keep, the 1-5.
Yeah, Hanawar watch keep. Keeping watch on this format, keeping things fair.
I gotta ask, does the 1-5 ever become relevant? Blocking? Because we were talking about like you could actually block a Tarmogoyf if you really wanted to.
It can.
Right.
I don't think my opponents played spells much today though, so no, not really.
About how many turns did you play every single match?
Some of them went really long, where like I would like play a Blood Moon and they just had no way to cast spells, but like you kind of saw in this last match here where I didn't really do anything for a while. I had to tap deck lands too.
Right.
Or like I lock someone under Trinisphere, but I only have like 3 lands and have like 4 and 5 drops in my hand. So games can go long, but like in reality the game's already been won.
Yeah, the game's already won. You're just looking for a finisher. So when I say how many games do you actually play, you play about 1 or 2 per match.
One or two. Yeah, essentially.
So essentially. Would you play this deck moving forward?
I mean, if the meta seemed right for it. Like my matchups today were almost all combo decks, and like Dredge is an awful matchup. I lost to that in the Swiss. Aside from that, I played against like all combo decks and 1 junk deck in top 8, which I was lucky to beat, which is a pretty tough matchup.
So is Force of Will your worst matchup then?
No, I mean we have Cavern of Souls for Magus of the Moon. That's like
right,
we were talking about earlier.
So what is your absolute worst matchup? Dredge is pretty bad for you.
I mean, I just built a board that wasn't able to interact with Dredge. Theoretically, you could play things like Leyline of the Void, make that matchup a lot better. I definitely lost on turn 1 where he just did the,
exploded.
Like land Faithless Looting, draw these, discard them, play LED, discard my hand, had 2 bridges, and flashed back Faithless Looting, dredging over triple Narcomoeba, 2 more bridges, therapied me, put a Grave Troll into play, and I was just like, oh well, I'm glad we played this game.
Exactly. And you know that's what everybody said about you.
I know.
Dragon Stompy, Werewolf Stompy, I absolutely love it. I'm looking forward to seeing it in the future. I'm hoping that it does really explode and other people will start getting on board. I don't know what else to say about it. It's just insane.
Yeah.
Will you be coming back on this side of the state for May 18th? We're having the 5K event.
I think it's on my calendar, but I'm not sure if there's something else going on that weekend.
Okay.
Like mainly playing PTQs and Grand Prix and stuff like that.
Right.
But if there's really nothing going on, I tend to make it to all the local stuff that I can. Assuming that there's the ability for me to. So.
Right. Well, we would absolutely love for you to come back out here. Greatly appreciate any time that we spend with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, once again, congratulations to John Johnson here. Won his Library of Alexandria.
Yeah.
So, hopefully that goes into a deck and not cashed out too quickly.
No, I actually need one for Vintage. So.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very good.
Went to a good home.
Once again, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for all our supporters out there. Thank you.